Alright, so now my first semester of studying is over, and that means I finally have time to make new videos. But please don't ask me questions about the study and the exams, because at this moment even I don't know if I passed them or not, because the results are not done yet. Right now I'm just really happy that it's all over, because during the last 3 or 4 weeks during the preparation for the exams my head was just like... But now I can take all the new knowledge, put it somewhere and leave it alone for a little bit and concentrate on this year. Actually, I'm quite excited to finally get something done here again, and my motivation is like really high at the moment, so let's get started. And the first topic of this video is talking. Yay! Okay, not really, it's more like showing. So you might notice that I got a new camera to record my videos. And it's a Panasonic Lumix GH4 with which I'm recording right now. Okay, I had to switch to my old camera to show this a little bit, and what can I say about it? It's a great camera, I really like it so far. It came with a 14 to 140mm zoom lens with an aperture of 3.5 to 5.6. If these numbers doesn't mean anything to you, that's totally fine. If they mean something to you, you now know what lens I'm using. It's basically a pretty decent all-rounder lens. And if you already heard about this camera, you know that it can record in 4K, but I probably won't use this feature very much yet, because handling 4K footage is just much more difficult than regular 1080p, because editing, storing and uploading takes up much more time. And I don't even have a screen to watch that footage, and watching it on YouTube requires a really fast internet speed that I don't have too. So that's that. But it does record an excellent 1080p quality with 50 frames per second, and that's exactly what I wanted. I also already bought a remote shutter, so I can make some stop motion animations like this one. And I can also shoot nice time lapses really easily now, so I intend to use these two features in future videos. There's also a huge improvement in terms of audio quality. I always used the built-in mic of my old camera and had to do a little bit of post-production to make it sound reasonably well. And the built-in mic of the new camera sounds much better even without post-production. And I also have the opportunity to attach a external mic. And finally, and probably the most important feature for me, is the flip screen, which makes setting up the camera so much easier, for example when I'm talking to the camera like so. But a camera upgrade like this doesn't only have advantages, and it requires some other upgrades too. Luckily I already have a beefy editing computer, but now this computer wants to have a RAM upgrade, and I will upgrade from 8 to 16 gigs, so I just have to install this. Well, that was easy. Now, I could tell you a lot more stuff about this camera, but you probably don't even want to know that and just want to see a video, so let's move on. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are still waiting for the next part of the small dust collector build, and I can tell you it's happening. I already have the filters, the hardware I need, and I also already have the wood. I have this wood since September that I need to make up the frame of this machine. So right now you're watching this here. The next video for this machine is in production or already done. And next thing. So my table saw came with this crosscut and miter fence for the sliding table. This fence is a pleasure to use, but when I'm ripping something and don't use it, it's a pain to store, and I just put it wherever I can. On the table saw extension table, the bandsaw table or the workbench. And that's less than ideal, so something needs to be done there. I want to put it onto this wall where all the other table saw stuff is stored. And all I need to make for this is a strong hook that goes right about here. I took a scrap piece of 19mm birch plywood and drilled a large angled hole into it. The hole fits one of my biggest dowels I have.
I marked roughly how long it has to be and cut it off. Rounding over the end maybe looks a little dangerous, but the piece is guided by the fence and bearing, so there's no chance of a kickback. Once the glue is dry, I sanded off the excess dowel and drilled the mounting holes. And then screwed it to the wall.
Now unfortunately the fence leans to the side a little bit. So to fix that I want to put a little dowel right about here that keeps it straight.
I used a breadpoint drill bit to find the right hole position.
And to prevent the fence from wiggling like this, I'm gonna add a piece of wood the same thickness as the other plates, right about here. A while back when I rearranged some holders on my tool wall, I didn't keep attention to one thing. This dowel is supposed to hold paper towels. Can you see the error? So let's fix that real quick. Luckily I screwed it to the board and didn't glue it. Problem solved. Alright, so my first semester of studying is over, and that means I have